In a galaxy far away, two alien sisters named Lyra and Zara lived on a beautiful planet called Zephyra. They were known for their incredible powers and beauty, but they were also on a mission to destroy Earth. Their parents had sent them to carry out this task, believing that humans were a threat to the universe. As they traveled through space in their sleek spaceship, Lyra and Zara couldn't help but feel excited about their adventure. Upon arriving on Earth, they were amazed by its vibrant colors, sounds, and the diversity of life. As they wandered the streets of a bustling city, they stumbled upon a charming human man named Alex. He had dark hair, captivating blue eyes, and an easy smile that made their hearts race. Instead of focusing on their mission, both sisters found themselves drawn to Alex in ways they never expected. At first, it was innocent flirtation. Lyra would tease him with her playful nature, while Zara would captivate him with her mysterious aura. The more time they spent with him, the more they fell in love. They took him to their secret hideout, where they shared laughter and secrets under the stars. Lyra and Zara both started to forget about their mission, but as their feelings deepened, so did the conflict. One night, while sitting by a glowing lake, they both confessed their feelings for Alex. It was a moment filled with tension and excitement, but it also brought confusion. Alex was overwhelmed. How could he choose between two beautiful and powerful sisters? He enjoyed their company, and both made him feel alive in different ways. As days passed, their bond grew stronger, but so did the pressure of their mission. Their parents were getting anxious back on Zephyra, demanding results. Lyra and Zara knew they had to decide: continue their mission and destroy Earth, or stay and fight for the love they had found. One night, as the sisters argued about what to do, they came up with a bold plan. They would confront their parents and convince them that humans were not the enemy. They were ready to fight for their love and their new home. But their parents were furious. They sent a powerful force to Earth to carry out the destruction themselves. In a climactic battle, Alex, Lyra, and Zara joined forces against the alien invaders. With their combined strengths, they fought bravely to protect the planet they had come to love. In the chaos of battle, Alex realized that he didn't have to choose. He loved both sisters for who they were. They were not just powerful aliens, but also caring and brave individuals. As they fought side by side, a bond formed between the three of them, one that was more than romantic. It was a deep friendship built on trust and understanding. After defeating the invaders, Lyra and Zara presented their case to their parents, explaining how Earth was worth saving and how they had come to love it and its people. Once the dust settled from the battle, Lyra, Zara, and Alex found themselves in a cozy little cabin on the outskirts of a tranquil forest. The air was filled with the scent of pine and the soft sound of a nearby stream. They all sat close together, feeling the warmth radiating from the crackling fireplace. Despite their victory, tension hung in the air, and the undeniable chemistry between the three of them crackled like electricity. As they shared stories and laughter, Alex couldn't help but admire the sisters. Lyra's playful nature made him smile, while Zara's mysterious charm drew him in deeper. He found himself falling for both of them in ways he never thought possible. They were both so different yet equally captivating. One night, as they relaxed on the couch, Lyra leaned against Alex, her soft hair brushing against his arm. Zara, on the other side, watched with a sly smile. She loved the way Lyra effortlessly pulled him in, but she also wanted her moment with him. "Hey, Alex," Zara said with a playful smirk, "I have a game we can play. It's called Who Knows Alex Better." Lyra raised an eyebrow, intrigued. The game quickly became flirtatious as they took turns asking him personal questions. Each answer brought them closer, and soon it turned into a playful competition of who could seduce him better. Lyra leaned in, her lips dangerously close to his ear as she whispered, "I bet I can make you blush in 3 seconds." Zara laughed, challenging her. "Please, I can make him weak in the knees. Watch this." She leaned closer, her eyes locked on Alex's. "Alex, if you could choose between two beautiful alien sisters, who would you pick?" Alex's heart raced as he found himself caught in the middle of their playful rivalry. He stammered, not wanting to hurt either of their feelings. Lyra interjected with a mischievous grin, "Why not just enjoy both of us? We could have a lot of fun." The way she said it sent shivers down his spine. The night escalated as the sisters' playful banter turned into a heated discussion about what they could do together. They laughed and flirted, each trying to win Alex over. But the atmosphere shifted when Lyra playfully challenged Zara to a bet. "How about whoever loses has to cook breakfast for a week?" Zara raised an eyebrow. "And what do we get if we win?" Lyra smirked. "You get a night alone with Alex, and I'll stay out of it." The stakes were set, and Alex felt his heart pounding as he watched them compete. As the night wore on, the competition grew more intense, and they started teasing each other in more suggestive ways. Finally, after a particularly steamy round, Zara leaned in and whispered something that made Alex's pulse quicken. "How about we skip the games and just enjoy each other?" Lyra's eyes sparkled with mischief as she nodded. "I like the way you think, sister." In an instant, the playful atmosphere transformed into something much deeper and more intimate. The three of them leaned in closer, and suddenly they were lost in each other. Zara kissed Alex first, her lips soft and inviting. Lyra followed suit, and soon they were tangled in a passionate embrace. It was wild and exhilarating as they explored each other, their hands wandering over curves and muscles, igniting fires they had never felt before. Alex found himself torn between the two enchanting sisters, each kiss sending him deeper into a whirlwind of desire. They shared soft whispers and gasps as they reveled in their newfound connection. With each touch, they crossed boundaries they never thought they would, losing themselves in the moment and the feelings that overwhelmed them. As the night deepened, they created their own little world, where nothing mattered except the three of them. The cabin filled with their laughter and whispers, a testament to the bond they were forging. They were more than just an alien princess and a human man. They were partners in a wild adventure, exploring not only their desires but also their hearts. As the sun began to rise, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, they lay tangled together, their hearts racing and their bodies still humming with the magic of the night. Alex realized he didn't want to choose between them. They were perfect in their own ways, and he felt grateful to have found such a unique and thrilling connection with both sisters. But the reality of their situation loomed over them. Their parents would still expect them to return home with a report on Earth, and the sisters had a decision to make. Would they stay and fight for the love they had found, or would they return home to fulfill their mission? As they pondered their next steps, they knew that whatever they decided, they would face it together. The adventure had just begun, and they were ready to embrace whatever came their way, love, chaos and all. As the sun rose higher, casting a warm glow over the cabin, Alex and the sisters found themselves in a blissful yet confusing situation. The bond they had created felt electric, but reality was creeping in. Lyra and Zara exchanged glances, both of them feeling the weight of their mission hanging over them. They had come to Earth to destroy it, and yet here they were, tangled in a web of desire and unexpected feelings. After breakfast, the trio decided to go for a walk in the nearby forest. The lush greenery surrounded them, and the sound of rustling leaves and chirping birds created a serene backdrop for their tangled emotions. Lyra skipped ahead, her vibrant energy infectious, while Zara walked close to Alex, subtly brushing her arm against his, igniting sparks with every touch. As they ventured deeper into the woods, they stumbled upon a hidden glade filled with vibrant flowers. It was beautiful, a stark contrast to their original mission. "This place is magical," Alex said, captivated by the scenery. The sisters shared a knowing look, realizing that they had never truly appreciated Earth's beauty until now. In that moment, Lyra took Alex's hand, pulling him closer to the flowers. "Let's enjoy this while we can," she said, her eyes sparkling with mischief. Zara watched them, a mix of amusement and something deeper swirling in her gaze. Suddenly, she pulled Alex in for a passionate kiss, surprising both him and her sister. Lyra, feeling a rush of competitiveness, joined in, and before long they were entangled once again. The glade turned into a private sanctuary where their desires roared to life. Alex was swept away by the heat of their kisses, his hands moving instinctively to explore the curves of both sisters, the taste of their lips igniting a fire in him that he had never known. As the intensity of their passionate embrace grew, a sudden rustling in the bushes made them freeze. They quickly pulled apart, their hearts racing, but it was only a curious deer peeking through the foliage. The tension broke, and they erupted into laughter, the moment of danger adding to the thrill of their rendezvous. But the joy was short-lived. The sisters exchanged anxious glances, realizing that their time on Earth was limited. They had been sent as spies, tasked with gathering information for their planet's invasion, and their mission was far from over. In a moment of silence, Zara spoke up. What if we changed the mission? What if we didn't destroy Earth, but instead protected it? Lyra nodded, her excitement bubbling over. We could use our powers to help the humans instead. Imagine how powerful we could be together. But Alex's expression grew serious. And what about our feelings? How can we be allies in love and war at the same time? Before they could respond, the ground trembled beneath them, and a portal opened, revealing two alien soldiers stepping through. They were armed and clearly on a mission. The sisters gasped, their hearts racing in fear. The soldiers had come to retrieve them, and the gravity of their situation hit Alex hard. "Get away from him," Zara yelled, stepping protectively in front of Alex. The soldiers laughed, their alien features twisted with disdain. "You think you can save him? You have to return home. The invasion must proceed as planned." Lyra stepped forward, her voice strong. "No, we won't go back. We choose to stay and fight for Earth." The soldiers exchanged glances, clearly unprepared for this defiance. "You think you can disobey orders? You'll be punished for this treachery." With a fierce determination igniting in her chest, Lyra shouted, "We are more than just weapons. We have hearts, and we're not going to destroy what we've grown to love." As the soldiers advanced, Alex grabbed the sisters' hands, feeling a surge of energy flowing between them. "We can't let them take you. We have to fight with their powers combined." They conjured a barrier of light, pushing the soldiers back. The soldiers, taken aback, regrouped and launched an attack, but the trio was united, standing firm against the threat. In the chaos of battle, Alex found himself in the thick of it, dodging attacks while desperately trying to protect the sisters. Lyra and Zara fought valiantly, their abilities working in harmony, their connection to Alex enhancing their strength. But as the fight raged on, a twist of fate sent Alex flying backward, crashing into a tree. The impact stunned him, and as he struggled to rise, he saw Zara and Lyra fighting fiercely against the soldiers. It was a heart-wrenching sight, knowing they were risking everything for him. In that moment, Alex realized the depth of his feelings for both sisters. They had changed his life in ways he never thought possible, and he couldn't let them be taken away. With a surge of adrenaline, he pushed through the pain and called out, "I choose you both. I will fight for us." With renewed determination, he joined the battle, their energy flowing stronger together. The soldiers were no match for their combined powers, and with a final burst of energy, they defeated the intruders, sending them back through the portal. Panting and exhausted, the three of them stood together, their hearts racing. But they knew this was only a temporary victory. The soldiers would return, and their mission was still looming over them. In the aftermath, they sat in the glade, the peaceful atmosphere a stark contrast to the chaos they had just faced. Alex turned to the sisters, his heart heavy. "We can't keep living in this limbo. We need to decide what we want." Lyra took his hand, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "We want to protect this planet, and we want you. But we also know we can't abandon our home." Zara nodded, brushing a tear from her cheek. "We need to find a way to make it work. Maybe we can convince our people to see Earth differently." Alex felt a surge of hope, yet fear crept in. "And if they don't listen, what will happen to us?" Lyra leaned closer, her voice soft yet strong. "Then we will fight for our love." Together, as they embraced, the weight of their situation pressed down on them. But in that moment they found solace in each other's arms, knowing that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them as one. The adventure was just beginning, and they were ready to navigate the chaos of love, loyalty, and the fight for a future they all believed in. While they sat in the glade, their hearts still pounding from the battle, the intensity of the moment started to shift. The tension between them, always present but now amplified by their victory and the emotions coursing through them, became impossible to ignore. Alex looked at both Lyra and Zara, their alien beauty more mesmerizing than ever, and felt a deep pull in his chest. The air between them was thick with unspoken words, but instead of speaking, Lyra leaned in closer to Alex, her fingers tracing lightly along his jawline. Her touch sent a shiver through him, and he felt the warmth of her body as she moved even closer. Zara watched, her breath catching, as the electric connection between them grew stronger. There was no need for words, the desire in their eyes said everything. Before Alex could even think, Lyra kissed him, soft at first, but then it deepened, the kiss turning hungry as their bodies pressed against each other. Zara, not one to be left out, moved closer as well, her hand sliding across Alex's chest, feeling the rapid beat of his heart under her fingertips. She leaned in, her lips brushing his ear, whispering softly, "You don't have to choose right now." The two sisters exchanged a look, something knowing and powerful passing between them, as if they had agreed on this without even speaking. They were both drawn to Alex, and now in this secluded glade, far from their alien world, it seemed like the lines between them blurred. For now they weren't enemies, nor were they rivals, they were something else, something raw and passionate. Alex was swept up in the whirlwind of sensation, the feel of their lips, their bodies pressed close to his, the soft moans that escaped them as they took turns kissing him. His mind raced, but his body responded instinctively, giving in to the intense attraction he felt for both of them. It was overwhelming, yet at the same time it felt like the most natural thing in the world. Zara's lips found his neck, her kisses soft but insistent, as her hands roamed lower, exploring the length of his body. Lyra, meanwhile, pulled him closer, her body molding against his in a way that made his pulse race. The sensation of having both of them so close, their touch electrifying his skin, made everything else fade away. The mission, the danger, the uncertainty, it all melted into the background. The heat between them grew, the urgency of their need making them forget everything except the moment they were in. It wasn't just about passion, though there was something deeper, an unspoken understanding that whatever this was between them, it was real, and it was theirs to navigate. But as the intensity grew, reality came crashing back. Alex, breathless, pulled back for a moment, looking between the two of them. "What happens after this?" he asked, his voice low and serious despite the heat of the moment. Lyra, her cheeks flushed, smiled softly, her hand still resting on his chest. "We figure it out, together. We've already come this far." Zara nodded, her eyes filled with both desire and determination. "Whatever happens, we're not leaving you behind. We'll face everything that comes, side by side." Alex, still caught in the whirlwind of emotions and desire, nodded. He didn't know what the future held for them, but in that moment he knew one thing for certain: he couldn't walk away from them. Not now, not ever. And as they came together again, their bodies and souls entwined, the world outside faded away, leaving only the three of them, lost in each other. They had crossed a line, and there was no going back, but none of them cared. They had each other, and for now, that was enough. The heat between Alex, Lyra, and Zara grew more intense, but just as things were about to spiral further, something shifted in the air. Alex felt a sudden, strange vibration under his feet, and both sisters froze, their eyes glowing faintly. Before he could say anything, the ground beneath them rumbled. Lyra shot up, eyes wide, as if sensing something. "Something's coming," she whispered, her voice a mix of fear and anticipation. Zara stood up quickly, pulling Alex to his feet, her grip tighter than before. "We need to go," she said, but before they could move, a shadow emerged from the trees, massive and ominous. It was another alien, but not like Lyra or Zara. This creature was monstrous, towering over them with dark, twisted features. Its eyes locked onto Alex immediately, filled with a hunger that made his blood run cold. "What is that?" Alex whispered, but Lyra and Zara didn't answer. They stepped in front of him protectively, their hands glowing with energy. The sisters, who had moments ago been lost in their passion with Alex, now stood ready for battle. But the creature wasn't just here for a fight. It snarled, its voice echoing through the clearing. "He's mine." Lyra turned to Alex, her face pale. "He's a hunter from our world. He tracks humans like you, those who've gotten too close to us. He won't stop until he takes you." Zara grabbed Alex's hand, panic in her eyes. "We need to leave now. This is bigger than us." As they tried to flee, the hunter moved faster than expected, knocking them to the ground. Alex felt a sharp pain as the world spun around him, but before he could react, Lyra and Zara unleashed their powers. Beams of light shot from their hands, clashing with the creature's dark energy. In the chaos, something changed. Lyra's body began to glow brighter, more intensely, and suddenly her form started to shift. Her beautiful alien form dissolved, replaced by something terrifying and otherworldly, like a goddess of destruction. Zara followed suit, her transformation just as shocking. The two sisters were no longer the women Alex had been intimate with. They were powerful beings, far beyond his understanding. The hunter, realizing he was outmatched, backed away slowly, but not before delivering a chilling warning. You think you can protect him? There's no hiding from what's coming with that. The creature vanished into the night, leaving Alex, Lyra, and Zara breathless and shaken. The air was thick with tension, the ground still warm from the fight. Lyra, her form returning to normal, looked at Alex with sad eyes. This is what we are, Alex. We're not just alien women, we're something far more dangerous. Zara stepped closer, her voice soft but firm. We were sent here to destroy Earth, and now we've put you in danger. You can't stay with us. It's not safe, but Alex, despite everything, couldn't bring himself to leave them. I don't care, he said, his voice steady. I'm not afraid of what you are. I'm not running away. Both sisters stared at him, their expressions a mix of surprise and disbelief. They had expected him to flee, to turn his back on them after seeing their true nature. But instead, Alex stepped forward, wrapping his arms around both of them. I love you both, he whispered. And I'm not letting you face this alone. Lyra's eyes filled with tears, and Zara's lips trembled as they both leaned into him. The weight of the world was on their shoulders, but in that moment, the three of them were bound by something stronger than fear. They knew the fight wasn't over, but whatever came next, they would face it together. As the three of them stood together, the air thick with tension and unspoken emotions, Alex could feel the connection between them deepening. But it wasn't just about love anymore, it was survival. Lyra and Zara looked at him with a mix of affection and fear, knowing that their time on Earth was running out, and so was their control over the growing chaos that surrounded them. Suddenly, the sky above them split open, crackling with energy, and a ship appeared, hovering in the distance. It wasn't just any ship, it was from their home planet. It had come to finish the mission the sisters had been sent for, and this time they weren't alone. A group of elite warriors began descending, their armor glinting under the moonlight. They were here to retrieve Lyra and Zara, to force them to complete their original mission to destroy Earth. Alex, realizing what was happening, grabbed both their hands. We can run. We can escape this, he said, his heart pounding. But Lyra shook her head, her voice breaking. We can't run from them, Alex. They'll find us, no matter where we go. We're trapped. Zara looked at her sister, then at Alex, her eyes full of desperation. There's only one way out of this. She took a deep breath and whispered, we have to make a choice, Alex. Us or Earth. If we choose to be with you, we can never go back to our world. And if we stay here, they'll destroy everything. The weight of her words hit Alex hard. He had fallen in love with both of them, but now he realized that being with them came with a price that could cost the entire planet. But before he could respond, the ship began to emit a low hum, preparing to attack. Without thinking, Alex pulled both sisters closer. I don't care what happens. I'm not choosing between you. We'll find another way. Lyra looked at him with tears in her eyes, and Zara bit her lip, her hand trembling in his. But just as they were about to speak, a sudden burst of light exploded from the ship, and everything around them shook violently. In the chaos, Zara turned to Alex, her voice urgent. There's one more thing you don't know about us, Alex. We have the power to destroy worlds, but we also have the power to save them. Lyra's eyes widened as she realized what Zara was saying. No, Zara, we can't. It'll destroy us, but Zara shook her head. We have to try. For him. For Earth. Without another word, both sisters stepped forward, their bodies glowing with a brilliant light. They held hands, their powers surging together, and in an instant they directed their energy toward the ship. The ground beneath them shook as the ship was hit by a wave of energy so powerful it began to disintegrate. The warriors that had come for them were thrown back, unable to withstand the force. As the ship crumbled, Lyra and Zara fell to their knees, their bodies weakening from the effort. Alex rushed to them, his heart racing. What did you do? He whispered, fear in his voice. We stopped them, Zara said weakly, her eyes fluttering. But it's taking everything we have. Lyra looked up at Alex, her voice barely a whisper. We might not survive this, Alex, but we wanted to save you, to save Earth. Tears filled Alex's eyes as he pulled them both into his arms. I don't care what happens. I'm not losing either of you. In that moment, as the world around them calmed and the ship faded into nothingness, Alex held onto Lyra and Zara, refusing to let go. The sky was clear again, the threat gone, but the price had been high. Both sisters had sacrificed everything to save him, to save the planet they had once been sent to destroy. But as their strength faded, something incredible happened. The energy they had released began to flow back into them, healing them slowly, their bodies glowing faintly once again. They looked at Alex, their eyes filled with love and relief. "We did it," Lyra whispered, a small smile on her lips. Zara nodded, resting her head on Alex's chest. "We're together. That's all that matters." Alex kissed both of them, holding them close as the night wrapped around them. They had faced the impossible, and now they were free to be together, free to choose their own destiny. And in that moment, as the stars sparkled above them, Alex knew that no matter what came next, they would face it together. They had defied the odds, broken the rules, and found love in the most unexpected of places. And now the universe was theirs to explore together.